everybody, welcome back. You're with us here on Sport Federation TV. In studio with us now is Stanton Valentine. He is the vice chairperson of the Cape Town Judo structure. He's the head coach at Mitchell's Plain Judo, and we're talking today about judo, one of the sports that I have got a very special place in my heart for personal reasons. Stanton, welcome.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I see you proudly wearing the protea, South African judo protea, representing the country. Tell me more about that.
So the specific one, last year my daughter got selected to represent South Africa, so we went to Madagascar. I went as a parent, and then after that there was a Commonwealth Judo competition, which I was the Group 3 coach.
Yeah.
And that's why I've got this one, because I was coaching at the national level for the Group 3s at the Commonwealth in Port Elizabeth last year.
It must have been quite a proud moment.
It must have been, because both son and daughter was both representing South Africa at the same time also.
So let me ask you this then. What is more pride for you? You wearing the protea, or that your kids are wearing the protea?
It's a difficult question. I think it's more I think it's more the kids.
Yeah.
Because I mean the hard work you've put in the work and the road you walk with the kids and seeing them get to that level.
Yeah.
I think that's more the proud moment.
But you also have other kids, because you coach at Mitchell's Plain. You're involved in Athlone. Yeah. You must have a lot of kids that you personally have to think about.
Definitely. So I'm also the head coach of Cape Town Judo. The SS is coming up now end of June. So it's my responsibility making sure the kids are at the level, competing that side, and after the national scene starting. So yes, I've got a lot of kids there to look after.
So how do you do that? Because you guys have got clubs, you've got quite a few clubs now. You're the head coach of Cape Town Judo. Do you bring them together for training, or do you go to club to club?
So we usually come together for training. It's usually a Friday evening or Saturday, depending on the schedule. And then we have one training session. Obviously, I'm in charge of the training system, but we obviously join with coaches up, and then we do a nice training session.
Yeah.
I mean, we usually do 5 weeks at a time, but I've obviously started with another cycle in the sense of having training sessions. Before that, just for the seniors, obviously judo is not so big, so it gives the opportunity for the seniors to have a more practice time with different players and stuff like that.
How does judo grow? Because it's not like there's not a lot of judo on TV.
Definitely, yeah.
How does judo grow? Is it a question of clubs have to go out and bring people who are training at the moment? Judokas must bring friends to come and join. How do you make judo grow?
Yeah, so that is obviously the tricky part of it.
Yeah.
As you said, it's not every day on TV and stuff like that. So it's up to the clubs. You know, up to the clubs. I mean, we do have a structure where we look at supporting clubs, supporting people that want to start clubs and expanding clubs and stuff like that. But it's more up to the clubs themselves, kids themselves. Usually kids bring friends. Cape Town does have a club that does schools,
yeah,
which also helps with bringing kids into the mainstream of judo, and not only schools, but it's totally up to the clubs themselves.
You guys have got some legends in the world of judo, guys like Godfrey Kleinschmidt, Howard Amar, Jan Olivier, yes, Lucky Niehaus. I mean, the names go back. Definitely. These guys have stayed in the game for years. These are the guys that are like the sort of legends of judo, that people are still following them, right?
Definitely. If you're talking about even the Godfrey Kleinschmidt, I used to train with, he used to be my coach since I got Kleinschmidt. I mean, the nice part of the sport is you get to know a lot of people, like the Lucky Niehaus. You learn them as a young boy. Yeah. See these guys, and they are definitely legends. The Lucas are still in the sport. The Godfrey are still in the sport. The Mike Jobs are still in the sport. Yeah. It's nice to see what the sport do. And
so my question to you then is, as a coach, it seems to me that there's two different types of coaching nowadays. The one is competitive coaching, where you're competing to coach to win, but the other coach is running through the coaching during the week, teaching them the basics, break falls and seonagis, and how judo actually is from the traditional side. Yeah,
that is definitely true. So that's why we have the squad trainings, as you say, where there's more chance for competitive players to train. But during the week, club, definitely for the beginners and for the basics of judo. Yeah. So as you said, that's 100% correct, yeah.
And judo has changed so much in the last 20 years. 20 years ago, winning what you guys call an ippon was a different throw. Definitely. Today, If you just land on your bum, it's a nippon.
Yeah, rules has changed. I mean, it changes every 4 years,
Yeah.
Olympic cycle. So as a competitive player, as a coach, you need to be up to standard with the rules. And it definitely has changed. I mean, as you know, scores has changed totally. It becomes much easier to win, but you still have to be that top player.
So is that one of the things that you have to think about? You've got to think about, when you say it changes with the Olympic cycle, so you as a coach, are you keeping an eye on international trends?
You definitely have to. You definitely have to. I mean, we can't put players out on the mat and not expect them to understand the rules and know the rules. So coaching, you need to know the rules to produce nice or strong, good players on the mat.
And recently we had the Africa Championships, I think in Ghana, and South African Judo had some success there.
Yes. So that's the seniors that went up there. We had some nice success in that competition. None of Cape Town guys, usually the upcountry guys going there. But we had some nice success. I like that because it inspires the younger ones to see what the bigger ones do and how successful they are in the sport.
Yeah. And you've had quite a lot of judo success up on the West Coast as well.
Yes, West Coast. I mean, West Coast in Eden, judo is growing there. Judo's going there. They are.
Of course, you've got the likes of Lillian Stein, who is so instrumental up in Eden, and she makes such a big effort with the kids. In fact, not only looks after them there, but then helps them travel to come to some of your high performance stuff.
Yes, Lillian does a lot of work. I mean, judo is what she loves, and I mean, if you look at the numbers in Eden, it's impressive. Lillian is impressive.
You're also head coach at Mitchell's Plain Judo Club.
Yeah.
You've got a bunch of kids training there with you?
Yeah, so I mean, we've got a bunch of kids training there with us. I think we had 5 kids going to SS last year.
Wow.
And we brought 2 golds and 1 silver back from SS as a club. Mitchell's Plain, difficult area, but we're doing it for the sport.
Yeah, so in Mitchell's Plain, the people that are watching now, if you're watching now, get started in judo. I cannot recommend it any stronger. It's the baseline, what I believe is probably the absolute best sport for you to get involved in before you do any other sport. I can sing praises about judo at the highest possible level. Mitchell's Plain Judo, if there's people watching right now, they want to join your club and they see like Stanton is there, he's a Protea coach, he's a top coach in the country, they need access to your skills. How do they join?
Yeah, so Mitchell's Plain Judo is at Mitchell's Plain, it's at Pico Valley Community Center. For those that knows Mitchell's Plain will obviously know where it is. If not, you can go onto the Cape Town Judo website. Our numbers is there. Usually what Marco or whoever's got contact on it will direct the guys to us, and we will obviously help them get to us. Yeah.
And so, just to help the parents that are in the area, the kids that are watching now, is it different age groups?
So yeah, I do all age groups. We had the week that passed, we had a 2-year and a 3-year-old on the mat, just playing, just getting the feeling of judo. But I've got mixed ages. I try to accommodate everyone. We've got Hilton, which is a close friend of mine, which is 42 years old, and he started off as a parent coming to the judo club, bringing his daughter, and now he's on the mat training with us judo. Yeah. So it's all age sport. We've got a little time here left, but what do the parents need to do, or the kids need to do? What must they bring with? Can they? So what I usually like to do is parents bring the kids. I let them jump on the mat the first evening and just play around and see what it's about to get the feeling of judo. I mean, sometimes they think it's karate, kicking and things, but judo is a different sport. Get them on the mat. And then we will obviously explain to the parents what the registration looks like, obviously because we are affiliated to Cape Town Judo, which is affiliated to Judo South Africa, which obviously goes the whole route through. And then they can come speak to us, and we'll do that for them. All
right, Stanton, we got to get you back in studio. We obviously need to talk more about how we grow judo in the Western Cape. So fantastic for coming in, and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
There we go, folks. Stanton Valentine is Vice Chair of Cape Town Judo and coach at Mitchell's Plain Judo. And just to touch on that again, I mentioned it. Judo is an absolute fantastic baseline sport for you to get involved in. Once you've learned the art of judo, every other sport becomes easy. Your body strength, your balance, your coordination, your hand-eye coordination, your major and minor muscle skills. If you want to be good at sport, any other sport, I can tell you firsthand, get involved in judo. It'll give you the basis for everything else. And you can do it from very, very young age, as Stanton said. From the age of 2, 3, 4 years old, you learn just how the floor works and how you move around a little bit on the ground. But we can't wait to get Stanton back in studio. We'll be back after the break. Don't go away.